So we know about the relocation to the UK and US as a nurse or a healthcare practitioner. How about other countries? So today we are exploring Ireland, a country that you can also relocate to if you have a nursing background, even to study nursing or become a nurse in the same country. How much would you be paid if you are supposed to relocate to such a country to practice, as a health caregiver or maybe a nurse? What are the processes to follow? How long does it take? How much is involved? Today, I'm speaking with Nurse Abena, who has gone through all these processes, and she will be sharing her experience and how you can also do it. If you need assistance to go through the process, she will show you how as well. My name is Fred. This is the Study Abroad podcast with me, the Fred Effect. So today is about nursing, and so tell somebody to tell another person that the Fred Effect is on. We do this every weekend where we bring individuals who have been through the process to share their experience, their journey, the do's and don'ts, and how you can also achieve it. I keep on saying that people who are successful with a process, if they're able to tell us exactly how they did it, then it makes it easier for you to also follow and be successful without necessarily having to go through the same challenges they went through. Um, if you're just tuning in, we are live on the Fred Effect YouTube platform. We are also live on the Nest Abena YouTube platform. We are live on Facebook, also live on X or Twitter, and we are live on Instagram as well. So tell somebody to tell somebody to click on the like button to share so that another person can benefit from the ideas and information we share on this platform. Later on in the program, as we do it every weekend, I'll share the link so you can also join us live in the studio. If you have any questions, you can ask my guest. But before that, please type your questions in the chat. Click on the like button, share so that somebody can join as well. If you have any questions about any other processes, to drop them in the comments, and then I'll be responding to them. Which country are you joining me from, and what is the time at your end? Hi, Nesabina, how you doing?
Hi, Frank. I'm good yourself.
I'm good. Thank you for asking. We've been planning this for some time now, so I'm glad
I
we
know.
were able to
I
come
know,
through.
right?
So, for thousands of people who are seeing your beautiful face for the first time, kindly introduce yourself.
Okay, so I'm Nurse Savannah. I think that is how a lot of people knows me on the social media front.
Right.
But I'm actually called Faustina Chiba for only I. It's my family, colleagues that might know this name. But on the social media front, I'm known by Nurse Sabina. I am a nurse. I'm specialized in psychiatric nursing. I was trained in Ghana, but now practicing in the Republic of Ireland. And I'm a mother. I'm a wife. What else? That's all.
It's going to be an exciting journey. Drop your questions in the chat. So I am in the US and my guest is in Ireland. Let us know which country you're watching us from. Nazabna, what is the time at your end?
It's exactly 47 minutes past 5.
Oh, okay, okay. More or less like closer to the time in Ghana, right?
Yeah, just an
Oh,
hour ahead. Yeah.
oh, I see. So it's 11:47 where I am at the moment. All right. So let's get going. Um, for people who um and are seeing you for the first time and knowing that you are a nurse in Ireland, let's talk about where you are from in Ghana. Which
Okay.
what was your highest academic qualification, and what was your level in terms of, did you practice in Ghana before leaving?
Okay, so how do I say it? I'm from Co. I'm
Okay.
from the Eastern region, yeah. I'm 100% Co.
All right.
I was residing in Kaswa and then Kaswa and Cape Coast. I'll say Kaswa and Cape Coast because my family is in Kaswa and I was living and working in Cape Coast. So that's route was I was always on that route going to Cape Coast, coming to Kofori, Kaswa. Then after marriage, I relocated to Koforidua in the
Okay.
Eastern region to join my husband. So from there, I relocated to Ireland. I
I see.
did diploma in mental health nursing at the Anchor for Psychiatric Nurses Training College in Cape Coast.
Okay.
And I went further to do my Bachelor of Science in Community Mental Health Nursing
Wow.
with the University of Cape Coast in the Central Region. And then I found myself here.
Wow. So my last question was, how many years did you practice in Ghana before relocating to Ireland?
Okay, I practiced in Ghana between 6 to 7 years. I spent some years in Cape Coast at Cape Coast Metropolitan Hospital.
Okay.
I worked there for a couple of years. Then I took transfer to Cape Coast to Koforidua, where I worked at Asokore Health Center. So that was where I was before relocating. Yeah.
I ask everybody this question. What ignited your interest to want to relocate to practice in another country?
Obviously, the opportunities for nurses in the international front is not as, being a nurse in your country. That's
Right.
the fact.
Yeah.
So any nurse looking forward for more opportunities, looking forward to enhance his or herself in their career, would definitely, opt for international opportunities. So like myself, I was really looking forward I was having a broader picture
Right.
for myself as a nurse, but you know how the Ghanaian nursing system runs,
Right. Yeah.
So, comparing that, and then you get to have the international opportunities where people are actually testifying to it. So I realized that, okay, this will be a good opportunity for me. And it's not always about the money. There are a lot
Mhm.
of things involved, There are a
Right.
lot of personal dreams, personal admirations that you would want to have for yourself as a nurse. And then if you want to, do all those things in Ghana with the nursing, I mean, it's
Yeah.
really tiring. As at the time I was leaving, I was due for promotion to nursing officer after my degree. But come on. The stress you would have to go through
Yeah.
because you want to go to school, they will not give you study leave. I applied for study leave, I was refused. I had to go to school by myself. I used my annual leave to go to school. And then after completing, promoting after you have suffered, to use your own salary, your own annual leave that you would have to take to rest.
Mhm.
You use it for school, and then when you finish, you expect them to upgrade you, at least to appreciate the effort you have put in
Yeah.
to acquire more knowledge to, impact quality health care for your patients. That once it becomes a problem. That
Right.
is a major problem in the nursing system in Ghana. And it's really depressing. So, I was due for that.
Nazabna is becoming emotional. I understand.
I'm,
I get it.
I'm, I'm not becoming emotional, friend, but that's the reality. It's
Yeah.
really depressing and frustrating. And sometimes the younger ones don't even have the interest of going back to school because they will apply for study leave, they will be denied. They will struggle to go to school behind doors, and after that, their certificates are not recognized. And that was the situation where I found myself in. So I think it was just during that time that this opportunity also came through.
Mm.
So I didn't bother to even push for that than to rather channel my energy into the international transition. And then so that's what I did.
Right. So, if you're just tuning in, I'm speaking with Ness Abena. She is currently in Ireland and she's sharing her journey, her experience on how, as a nurse, she was able to relocate to Ireland. Drop your questions in the comments and click on the like button. Subscribe if you are yet to. And Ness Abena, apart from being a nurse, you also share your journey on social media. So, Ness Abena has a YouTube channel where she documents her journey and how you can also do it. Tell us about your YouTube channel and why should people subscribe?
So basically, sometimes when you are actually looking for information, when it comes to international stamps,
Right.
you are likely to be scammed. That's the reality. Especially if you want to travel, you
Mhm.
are likely to be scammed. So considering the fact that I was able to go through this process without being scammed. I got to know the relevant information that I needed to have to guide me through the process. I didn't have to open myself for anyone to scam me or do anything. People would take advantage of you because you want to travel.
Right.
So because I have come to realize, I mean, the clear view of this journey, I decided to give out that information for fellow nurses who are also looking forward to relocate. And that was why I decided to use my channel for this.
So
So
please
that's why you need to subscribe.
Yeah. So please go to YouTube. The name is Nurse Abena. So Nurse, then space Abena. So if you're watching us from a different country in Ghana, on the day you were born, you automatically have a name. So on Tuesday, it means that she was born on Tuesday. So that Abena,
Exactly.
is the feminine name if you are born on Tuesday. If you are a male, it's supposed to be Kwabena. So she's a nurse and she was born on Tuesday, so that's why Nurse Abena. So subscribe, and we really appreciate that. So when people talk about I want to be a nurse, normally the two countries that come into mind is either the UK or the US. Why did you choose Ireland of all countries?
Okay, so I also thought of US as well, but based on my research, I realized that I needed to take a particular exams, which
Okay,
is called the NCLEX.
right.
And another thing about the US journey for psychiatric nurses was the fact that I wasn't going to get a direct registration as a psychiatric nurse.
Okay.
Yes, but looking at UK and Ireland, you are going to get a direct registration as a psychiatric nurse and
Mhm.
you practice according to that license. So I felt like, okay, psychiatric nursing has always been my desire, and that was why I did that from the scratch of my nursing career. So I would want to further this career everywhere I go, in the international front. So that was one reason why I needed to put on hold with the US process. And then the second thing had to do with the NCLEX exams that I needed to take.
Mhm.
At the time I was preparing, Ghana didn't have any center for to rise the NCLEX.
Oh,
I'm not sure that there is a center in Ghana up to now. But considering UK and Ireland,
mhm.
you would either IELTS or OET.
Okay.
Unfortunately, IELTS has an center in Ghana that you can easily take the exams either in Accra or Kumasi. So I realized that the journey will be much easier and faster for me if I choose Ireland and UK.
All
So
right.
now choosing Ireland over UK was also of the fact that the Ireland nursing score for the flexible as compared to that of the UK.
All right, Nesabna, you can attend to that person, and then we can continue from there. Don't worry. All right. So somebody's trying to call through, so you can attend to the individual, and then we can continue from there. So I'm speaking with Nesabna. Nesabna is in Ireland. She moved from Ghana. She practiced in Ghana for some time, and I wanted to be sure that do one necessarily have to practice for the number of years she did? Do you necessarily have to get a bachelor's degree? Can you actually, work on the process if you have a diploma qualification? She'll be back and she'll be responding to all these questions. Remember, later on the program, I'll send a link on the various social media platforms so that you can click on it, join, and ask her all your questions. Let me hear from you in the comment section. Click on the like button. We have close to 1,000 people watching us at the moment across all the social media platforms. So let me hear from you in the comment section if you also have any questions for Nesabina. All right. So can we continue? Um, okay, no problem. That's fine. But your sound, let's see, is it? Can you say something so I know we are okay?
Okay, is it better?
It's lower than what it used to be. All right.
Is it better?
So it's currently lower than what it used to be.
Should I leave and come back?
Yeah, that would be better. Okay, so Apple Bay is asking, please ask her if midwives can um take the the Ireland route. Okay, I'll ask her for you. And so you said, what's the name of the nursing exams? Okay, I'll ask her that as well when she comes back. Thank you for joining Born to Win. Let me know which country you're joining me from. So Yusuf, thank you for joining. Sam, Dummy Sam, thank you for joining as well. BKA, what's the full meaning of bouquet? Hi, Fred, I just got admission. Okay, my sponsor, Charity, is joining us from Dubai. Charity, thank you for joining us as well. All right, I think there's Abena is back. Let's see if this sound is better.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it good?
this one is good. So
Okay.
you mentioned IELTS. If you could mention the full meaning, and then you mentioned another exams that you had to take, in order to start the nursing process.
Okay, so the nursing process for UK and Ireland is IELTS and OET. OET is occupational English test, and then the IELTS is the international English language
Language
testing system.
system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that is it. And they specifically take IELTS academic standard or
Okay.
IELTS academic UKVI. So if you're a nurse and you're going in for these exams, there are many types of IELTS, but you are specifically to take IELTS Academic Standard or IELTS Academic UKVI, or you take the OET. So that is
Right.
what you can use to go to UK or Ireland. So as I was saying earlier, I chose Ireland because the Ireland required band score is flexible as
Mhm.
compared to UK. UK requires that your least score of 6.5 should specifically be in the writing component.
Okay.
But with Ireland, the least score of 6.5, they are not specific with which component should bear the 6.5. It can actually be in any of the four components. So if you happen to get 7.0 in three of the components and 6.5 in any one of the components, you qualify to join the Irish nursing.
Oh, I see. So
Yeah,
you mentioned that you had about 7 to 8 years of experience before
yeah.
relocating. Do
6 to
one
7. I had
6 or
6 to
7?
7 in Ghana before coming. Yeah.
Okay. Do one necessarily, after graduating from school, necessarily have to have this number of experience to qualify that person to relocate to Ireland?
Okay, so for the Irish nursing, the qualification is you should have a minimum of 12 months working experience.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
I see.
And and the good thing with if you happen to have more years from your country
Mhm.
before coming to Ireland, the good thing is over here there is no fixed startup salary for overseas nurses that are coming into the country.
Okay.
Unlike UK, they have a specific salary grade for all nurses that are coming in. So whether you have 10 years experience or 5 years experience, you are actually going to be on the same salary startup with someone who has just 1 year of experience. But when you come to Ireland, it's not like that. So Ireland, your years of experience that you are bringing from your country actually determines where your salary will start
Just that
from.
far. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the more years you have gathered from your country before coming to Ireland, the higher your startup salary. So it grows from that stage. So that is one advantage with the nursing, with the Irish nursing.
All right. Let's talk about the highest academic qualification. So you spoke about having a bachelor's degree. Of course, you had a diploma and you did a top up.
Yeah.
With people who have 2 years of certificate nursing, that's the community nursing, or 3 years of a diploma, can they start the process, or they necessarily have to get a bachelor's degree?
Okay, so it is not necessarily to get a bachelor's degree before you travel.
Okay.
When it comes to the Irish Nursing Board, what matters is, or what they are not even interested in your top up degree.
Right.
So, for instance, I did diploma straight before doing the degree.
Mhm.
Now, when registering with Ireland, for the process to be smooth for you, they do not care about the 2 years degree that I did.
Oh,
They
okay.
are rather interested in the 3-year diploma that I did. But do not forget that if you are a community health nurse or nurse clinical assistant, you were trained for 2 years. The Irish Nursing Board do not accept nurses with that qualification.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The only nurses they accept are those who were trained for 3 years as diploma nurses or 4 years straight degree nurses.
Okay.
That is why they don't really care about your top up degree, because your top up degree will actually be beneficial to your CV, to your employer, but not to NMBI. So NMBI will they are really interested in your straight diploma license or straight degree license, and then you get to join the board. You don't necessarily have to spend so much time wherever you are. If you already have a diploma, you don't have to wait that I want to finish your degree before. It is good to have your degree, but if you feel that the traveling should, you can prioritize that for yourself. Because when you get here and you have your diploma and you want to further your education, it makes it much easier, because you don't have to now go in for degree course or something. You can now venture into any other courses to actually upgrade your degree level. But if you feel that you would want to rather get into the country and practice for a while, gather some finances for yourself, and then go back to school and have your degree, it is all depends on you. So you have to prioritize. But just as I said, with the Nursing and Midwifery Board of Ireland, they are not interested in your top-up degree. They are only interested in your straight diploma license or your straight degree license. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So if you're just tuning in, I'm speaking with Nurse Abena. Remember, Nurse Abena has a YouTube channel, and then the name of the channel is Nurse Abena. That's her name. So it's NURSE, then space, then you bring Abena. So you can actually subscribe, and later on I would ask her how you can get in touch with her as well. So we are moving on to, in terms of how long did it take you in the process? Normally, if somebody wants to, undertake something, they want to know how long is it going to take them before they finally leave. So, how long did your process take? And based on your experience, how long do you think, if somebody has the qualification and they want to start the process now, how long is it going to take?
Okay, so before I answer this, I need to put across that now a lot of things have changed
Right.
considering the process because of the red list warning that is still in place. So that has become a major problem to the process now. But during our time where the red list warning wasn't in the loud space, it took me 5 months, 6 months to be done with the entire process, had my visa, my tickets, and all that. And then in the 7th month, I was already in Ireland.
Wow. So, walk us through for somebody who have the qualification and is contemplating, should I go to the UK? Should I go to Ireland? Should I go to the US? Walk us through the process. So, I know the US, you have to get the IELTS, NCLEX, stuff like that. What does it take for somebody to practice as a nurse in Ireland?
So basically, coming to Ireland, the first thing you need is your diploma nursing license as
Okay.
a registered nurse or registered midwife, or if you are a registered public health. The community health nurses that were trained for 3 years, you also qualifies to join the NMBI. So having that qualification, the next thing you have to look out is your work experience. If you have attained more than 12 months working experience, you qualify. Then the next thing you would have to look out for is to take the IELTS exams or the OET. So after getting this done, then you can do, if you are in Ghana, you have to do what we call the nursing, the foreign verification. I think it's applicable to all countries. So you would have to do the foreign verification to NMBI through the nursing council of your country. So if you are processing from Ghana, you will do your foreign verification through the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Ghana.
Right.
So you do that, but if you in Ghana, if you trained in a government nursing school,
Mhm.
you would have to do what we call the MOH clearance, the Ministry of Health clearance. That
Right.
is applicable to all nurses that were trained in the public schools.
Okay.
But if you attended a private school or you did degree straight, you don't need the clearance. You can just go straight to NMC and start your foreign verification. When that is done, now you go on the website and you go online, go on my NMBI, that is the NMBI website, and
Mhm.
then create an account with NNBI. So that is where the entire process is going to be. That is where NNBI will be communicating with you. That is why I keep saying that you don't need a third party in the process. You don't have to go and pay anyone to do the process for you. Just sit in the comfort of your home and do the process. So open an account with NNBI. And then when Ghana Nursing Council sends your documents to NMBI,
Right.
then you can go ahead and upload your required documents. There are specific required documents that NMBI requires from you, the candidates, to upload via the portal. I think
Mhm.
I have done a video on the required documents and it's on my channel. So
Okay.
you need to gather all those documents and then you notarize them. So you notarize those documents and then make them into soft copies before you start uploading on the NMBI portal.
Okay.
After uploading, you are expected to pay a fee, a processing fee of 350 euros. So you need to convert that money to your currency and
Mhm.
then pay that money before the process will begin for you. So as soon as that payment is made, NNBI begins your assessment. If
Uh,
there are any queries, they will send you email to respond. If there is any missing document or if they don't understand anything about your document, they will send you email to clarify. So when all that assessment is done, they will issue what they call decision letter
mhm.
according to your division. So we have the general nursing division, the psychiatric nursing division, and the midwifery division. So you choose any of this division based on the license you hold. So for community health nurses who were trained for 3 years, they can register under the general nurses division. So for psychiatry, automatically it's psychiatric division, and for midwives it's the midwifery division. So a decision letter will be issued to you according to your division. So you base on that decision letter, attach your IELTS and your CV, and then you start looking for job.
Wow.
Without the decision letter and the IELTS or OET, no employer in Ireland will attend to you.
All right. So, I mean, and you said you went through all this processing and also, okay. So, Nesabina would have to attend to someone real quick. So let's see if when she bounces back, we'll continue. A little bit of distraction at the background. As a mom, she would have to attend to the baby. All right. So I see you with your comments in the chat, Naomi Karuga. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching from Kenya as well. Which part of Kenya? My professor was from Kenya. Her name is Professor Edna. You know. Okay, so Nasabana is back.
I'm sorry, Fred.
Oh no, that's
Seriously.
fine. Yeah, you have to. Very important. All right. So I was going to ask you, how much do you think your process cost you, and if somebody wants to start now, how much should they estimate?
Okay, I think I did a video on these expenses.
Right.
So fortunately for me, with the Ireland process, they have what they call relocation package. And the relocation package, I think, is from the governments that they give to the health employers.
Okay.
So the truth is, the employers are to sponsor your transition.
Oh, okay.
So the 350 euros that you use for the NMBI process, your employer needs to pay that. Your employer needs to pay for your visa and your permits. You need to get a permit that you use to apply for the visa. So for the nurses, the process it's in steps, and the government issues every document that you need to use for the next stage of the process. So throughout all this process, your employer is supposed to finance all these. And then, in case your employer says that you have to finance the process, and
Do
then
you
when you
mean,
get into the country,
I'm sorry,
when you get into the country,
do you mean your employer in Ireland or your employer back in your home country?
your employer in Ireland,
Okay.
sorry,
Yeah.
your employer in Ireland is supposed to finance your transition. But some employers may also say, okay, we have given you the job offer.
Mhm.
We are willing to work with you, but bear the cost. When you come and you pass your adaptation or your OSCE and you get your PIN, we will refund all the expenses back to you.
Oh, okay.
So, fortunately for me, I got an employer who paid the expenses along the line. So I think the only thing I paid for myself was money for my IELTS and then money for the NMBI process, because the 350 euros, I had to pay it myself because at that stage I didn't have an employer.
Right.
But when I got here, they refunded that money back to me.
Mhm.
I was giving back that money. So I should say you should be financially prepared just in case your employer says bear the cost,
Yeah.
and when you come we will refund, and they do refund, they do refund. Yeah.
All right. Somebody was asking in the comments. Shout outs to Abigail. Abigail is asking on Facebook that, please, can I go with my spouse? Is it possible to travel with your spouse after you've been through the process?
That is constantly. So the process actually benefits your spouse and your children,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and which I can attest to it because my family is also enjoying all this package.
All right.
So, but you can't come with a family at a go
Okay.
because there's another exams for you to take here, and that exams will actually determine whether you are staying or you are going back to your country. And
Oh.
that is the OSCE exams or the adaptation. Ireland offers two options. Unlike UK has only one option,
Mhm.
but Ireland offers two options. So either you do adaptation or you do the OSCE exams. So when you pass, before the nursing board will issue your license to you.
Mhm.
So the license will attract all other legal documents for you.
Oh, okay.
And
So,
that is what will bring your family.
what if you are not able to adapt? That is, what if you are unable to
That
pass the adaptation exams?
that is the problem. That is why they tell you that you can come with your family immediately. You
Mm.
have to come and complete the process. Now, if you don't pass the process, or if you don't pass the adaptation or the OSCE, it
Yeah.
means that you don't have a nursing PIN,
Oh,
and then
okay.
you cannot practice as a nurse in the country. So now it is between you and your employer. Some employers may say, okay, we can retain you as a healthcare assistant.
Mhm.
Some may also say, we need a nurse. So if you didn't pass, we can't retain you. And then if your visa happens to expire, you may have to go back to your country.
Oh, wow. So how long is the adaptation exams going to take? Do they give you some time to start working, making money, or you need to stay, take the exams within a couple of, period, like a month, a week, and then now you can start practicing or start working?
Okay, so I think I have done a video explaining the adaptation and the RCSI. It's also on the website. It's also on my channel.
Right.
So adaptation is like a clinical kind of exams.
Hmm.
So you are working, but you are being assessed.
Oh,
You
okay.
have you have an examiner who is assessing you on daily basis as you work. And it's for a minimum of 6 weeks and a maximum of 12 weeks.
Oh,
So
okay.
if at the 6th week and your assessor says you have not proven your competency level well, so I'm extending your period for you. So it means that you didn't pass on the 6th week, so they will extend it for you. But the maximum is 12 weeks. So after 12 weeks, that is when your assessor can say either you have passed or you have failed. So that is the adaptation. So it's between you and your assessor. But for the OSCE is an exams. So it comprises of 2 sessions, the CBT and then the practical aspect. So you
Okay.
do the CBT and then the next day you go and do the practical part. And it comprises of 14 practical stations. You are expected to pass all the 14 stations plus the CBT. Now, when you pass that, within a week, the Nursing and Midwifery Board of Ireland issues your PIN to you, and then you start practicing as a registered nurse. The same applies to the adaptation. When you pass after 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 10 weeks or 12 weeks, your assessor will send that communication. There is a form they fill to
Mhm.
confirm that you have passed your competency level. So they send that to the NMBI, and then NMBI will issue your PIN to you, and then you start practicing as a registered nurse or midwife. So if you don't pass, you don't get this PIN, and that
Oh,
is where the problems comes in. So it means that now you don't have any proof to be issued with the legal document that you
mhm.
needed to have as a nurse in the country.
Right, right. All right. So I'm speaking with Nurse Abena. She's in Ireland practicing as a nurse. She's sharing her experience and how you can also do it. Let's hear from you in the comment section. My name is Fred. This is the Study Abroad podcast with the Fred Effect. This is the biggest study abroad content platform. So, Nurse Abena, my next question will be: is it possible for people with high school or people who have diploma to come to Ireland to study in any of their nursing institutions? And do you know of anybody who has done that?
Okay, so Ireland is also open for international students. There are lots of people who are here schooling. So if you are a diploma nurse
Mhm.
and maybe you don't want to come through the employment route, but you want to come through the school routes, it's allowed.
Oh,
I
okay.
think the most important thing is you finding a school, providing your needed documents. Some schools also requires the IELTS, but the good thing with the Irish schools is they are not so rigid with the IELTS score for students.
Hmm.
So I think some even takes like a total band score of 6.5, a
Okay.
total band score of 6.0. I think they only want to prove that you understand the English language because it's an English speaking country.
Yeah.
So you need to provide that, and then you need to also prepare financially as well, because some of the schools may give a scholarship with a percentage, others may not also give.
Oh,
So
okay.
you may have to prepare yourself financially. You can come in and then do your bachelor's degree in nursing, or if you have your degree already, you may also opt for a master's course in nursing, and you can go through the process. And if you're fortunate, you can get the admission and come in. There are lots of Ghanaians and other nationalities dropping into the country through the school routes, doing either degree in nursing or masters in nursing. And you have the University of Limerick, you have the University College of Cork, we have the Trinity College, we have St. Angela's College. There are a lot of the nursing schools. You can go online and search for them and look through their prospectus if the course you want to offer is really in their prospectus, and then you can look out for their process. Yeah.
So if you want to relocate as a nurse, apart from showing proficiency in English because English is spoken, do you have to get some idea about the Irish language as well?
No,
Oh, I see.
the
And
English language is all that matters,
oh,
because they even speak the English more than the Irish.
okay.
So they need the English language, even though in public spaces they communicate in both languages. So
Hmm.
you may see communicate in English and then in the Irish. So the English is really dominating. So that's why they require the IELTS from us.
All right. So Normally in other countries like the US, if an organization is going to sponsor your whole process, you have some bond or contract with them. You need to be working with their agency for a number of years. Does it work the same way in the Ireland space?
Exactly. So over here, after passing your OSCE or adaptation,
Hmm.
the government gives you a permit called a critical skill work permit.
Okay.
So it is that document that will bring your family.
Oh,
If
okay.
so, if you don't have that document, you can't bring in your family now. So that document binds you for 2 years with your employer. After 2 years, now the good thing with that document that is being given to nurses is that after 2 years, you qualify to receive what we call the permanent residency
Hmm.
in Ireland. So when you get the permanent residency, now you don't need any work permits again to work with any hospital in the country. And
Right.
then you are also not restricted to work with just one employer. You can work with many hospitals as you want. But now there's been a new update
Hmm.
with this employment permit. And the latest update, which I think it will be in the line in few months, I think, is now after 7 9 months with your employer on critical skill work permits, you can change your employer.
Hmm. Oh, I.
Initially, after a year with your employer, you can switch. You can change your employer. But some of the employers may say that, okay, we spent this amount of money on you, and the
Mhm.
contract was for 2 years. But if you are leaving, we expect you to pay us this amount.
Oh, okay.
Some of the employers may come up with that. Others, if you're happy to have a lenient employer, they may just watch you go.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see. And as you are practicing, do you have an opportunity to upgrade yourself? So, for example, if you want to get a master's degree, is it flexible to get that done?
very flexible, very, very flexible. The most important thing is you knowing what exactly you want to do,
Hmm.
and then communicate with your employers. We have the directors of nursing, the assistant directors of nursing. They are your managers at the facility. You need to speak to them, and then it will be forwarded to the headquarters of your facility. Then communication needs to go on, because now they will now have to restructure your shifts to suit your studies as well. So, based on what you want, then you discuss with your management. But one thing I came to understand over here is when you are not on stamp 4, which is the permanent residency,
Right.
and then you want to go to school, the fees is quite expensive. But if you finish your 2 years contract with the critical skill, and then you move on to the permanent residency, which is the stamp 4, fees is very moderate.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so
I.
it depends on you, which one do you want. Like myself, I applied for a 6 months course, and I was going to pay like 3,600 euros for the 6 months course that I wanted to do, just to uplift my degree, because over here the degrees, they have levels of the degree, and you need to attain a certain level over here before you can do certain courses. But since you have degree from your country before coming, it is very easy for you to do certain courses. So that is one advantage. If you have your degree from your country before coming, it is
Right.
very easy for you to venture into other short courses. So looking at the fees when you are not on stamp 4, and then looking at the fees you pay when you are on stamp 4, it
Hmm.
is much better to be on stamp 4 before thinking about school. But it's a personal decision.
Right.
And then your hospital may also decide to sponsor your education.
Right. So we know Ireland is part of the European Union. I wanted us to talk about the visa process. Do you have to go for an interview? How does the visa process work?
Okay, so I do not know about other people that comes into Ireland, whether they
Mhm.
go for through their visa processing. I don't know whether they go for visa interview or anything like that. But
Right.
for us nurses, we don't go through anything like visa interview.
Oh,
No, because your employer will first apply for something we call atypical working permit. It
mhm.
is strictly for nurses. So with that document, that is what you attach to your documents for your visa, and it's a straight process.
Oh,
And
okay.
the same applies to your family when your spouse and your children are coming. Because of the critical skill permit that you hold, plus the Irish nursing license that you hold, your family also don't go through any visa interview, providing bank statements,
Mhm.
financial. No, there's nothing like that. It is also very strict and flexible for your family. They just have to submit their documents to the embassy. And then in Ghana, we don't have the Irish embassy, so they process their document through the VFS. So
Oh,
you just have to submit the documents to VFS. The most important thing is you have provided all your legal Irish documents to your spouse.
mhm.
And then they attach their marriage certificate, a
Oh,
picture to prove that you guys are married, you have these children, their birth set, and then you submit to VFS. In few months, it's approved.
oh, I see. I
Yeah,
see.
very
I'm,
easy. Very easy.
I'm still talking to Ness Abena. Ness Abena is in Ireland. She's sharing her experience, her process, and how you can also do it. So I see a lot of questions in the comments. We'll be responding to them later on the program. I'll share the link on the various social media platforms so that you can also join and all that. So people why should somebody choose the Ireland process over any other country?
Okay, so I think I'll speak from my personal experience.
Right.
I chose Ireland because IELTS was very easy to write from my country. I needed not to travel out of the country to take the exams. So that was one factor. And then secondly, considering the fact that the results was flexible, I needed not to stress myself that my list score should specifically be to be should be specifically a particular component of the IELTS. No, Ireland IELTS is very flexible and same as the OET, very flexible. Your least score can be in any of the components. And then the third thing for me was the fact that my years of experience that I have gathered in my country was actually going to be the baseline for my salary. I wasn't going to start from the scratch. So it means that I am not going to, my salary was not going to be at the same level with someone with 1 year or 2 years experience that I have entered the country with the same person at the same time. No, I entered the country with you at the same time, but the only thing that will differentiate us is our salary.
Oh,
And
okay.
the salary will be based on the years of experience that you are bringing. And then other thing was the fact that in Ireland, after 2 years, I get to enjoy my permanent residency, which is
Oh,
very good. Yeah. And then last thing was the fact that my family needed not to go through any stress to join me. The only thing I needed to provide was my legal document that has been given to me over here as a registered nurse. That is
mhm.
what I needed to prove to the embassy, and then my family gets to join me. And it was that simple. So these were the reasons why I decided to choose Ireland over other places.
All
And the
right. So,
fact that I was getting my direct registration as a psychiatric nurse, I needed not to come in and practice as RN without the psychiatrist. I am the fact that Ireland registers you straight as a psychiatric nurse, that alone was also a top notch for me, and that was why I chose Ireland.
right. So the juicy part a lot of people want to hear, if you want to relocate to a country, you want to cross check what you're earning now versus what you're going to earn if you should go there, right? So you worked for 6 to 7 years, you were earning a certain amount. Sometimes people make a decision and they get there and like it wasn't worth it. Let's talk about the first thing. Has it been worth it since you relocated, considering the time, effort, and then the resources you pushed into working on this process?
Highly worth it. I would say it's worth it.
Let's talk about the money side. So in Ghana, you are paid monthly. Is it the same in Ireland? Is it weekly or bi-weekly or monthly?
So it depends on your employer. It
Mhm.
depends on the policy of the facility where you're working. Some facilities has their policy as bi-weekly, others are monthly. So I happen to work in a facility that has the monthly policy.
Oh, okay. And you don't want to put the entire amount you earn there, but approximately somebody with a bachelor's degree relocating to Ireland, how much are they expected to earn?
So this also comes to the fact that it's your years of experience that is going to place you on the salary scale, not
Right.
your degree. It is not your degree that's going to place you on the scale. It's your years of experience that will place you on the salary scale. So, ha, hmm, let's say between if you have an experience of let's say 1 year to 3 years,
Right.
you should be expecting around 3,500 euros to let's say 3,600 euros per month.
Oh, okay. But our
Yeah,
nurses paid 3,000 Ghana cedis or 3,500 a month in Ghana if you have a bachelor's degree.
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. So the nurses, can you tell us? I don't want to compare it. You see, because of the exchange rate, that's very different. So if you use the
Exactly.
exchange rate, it might not be a fair comparison. But we are looking at, you know, in the same amount. So if you are being paid like 3,500 a month in Ghana, let us know in the comment section. I'm hoping that somebody can respond to that if you have a bachelor's degree in nursing. Let's talk about the other expenses, right? So in Ghana, I can pay for rent for like a year, right? If I don't get paid, like some nurses are not being paid, I can go and see my landlord, go and cry, and then maybe he will allow me to stay for a while. How do you have to own a house in Ireland? Do you have to rent? That company provide accommodation? How does that work?
Okay, so before I came in, my
Hmm.
employer provided accommodation for me,
Hmm.
and that was part of the relocation package.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so after that period, I think it was for a month or more. Yeah, I think more than. So after that period, you are expected to now get an apartment for yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because during that time you have started receiving salary, and
Hmm.
then you are now putting yourself together financially. So after that free accommodation, now you should be able to now go out. If you want to get a car for yourself, you can get. If you want to rent a house, you can. So just within that period, in about 2 or 3 months, you should be able to do these things for yourself. So I got a house afterwards, but getting a house, it's not really necessarily getting a whole house for yourself.
Okay.
If you are with a colleague or a friend or someone, you can actually get a shared apartment.
Oh, I see.
It depends on your choice. If you want your privacy, then you have to search for a house where you will enjoy all alone. And then if you are getting a house for yourself, it means that you are paying all the bills by yourself. But if you happen to get a shared apartment, it means that the bills are also going to be shared. So over here, rent is paid per month. Every month you pay your rent, you pay your bills, and then electricity is not per month. Over here, electricity comes in, I think, 2 months. Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't come every month. It comes every 2 months, unless of course you are using prepaid. If you are
Oh, I
using prepaid, then as and when it's finished, you buy it. And then when it comes to oil, you plan, you decide when you want to buy oil and all that. And then the internet, you also decide which company you want to work with and the contract you want to take. This one, the government wouldn't do that for you. You would have to do that. You're signing for yourself. And then when it comes to waste, there is no council tax or something like that. So you would have to speak to any of the waste companies so that they will provide you things, and then you pay directly to them every month. So things are flexible here, I would say.
Okay, so Nanama Sika is on Facebook is saying in Ghana BSc takes 4,050 Ghana cities, and that's nursing officer. Oh,
National officer.
okay.
Okay, so for 4,050 Ghana cedis. So that would be how much how much euros?
So that'll be around 200 euros. All right, right. Okay.
Guys, I'm
Uh,
sorry.
so Apple Bay is also saying 3,800 to 4,000. Okay, so that's similar to what Nanama said. All right, so the dynamics are not the same, so things differ. All right, so this is where you come in. You can use the link I shared on the screen. You can use the link I shared in the on the various social media platforms to request so that you talk to Nurse Abena. So if you were supposed to talk to your younger self, assuming you were supposed to restart this whole process, what would you have changed about how you did it when you were coming?
I wouldn't have done degree.
You would have used your diploma to come instead.
Yes, like the money I spent for degree,
Okay.
I would have been here sharp, sharp.
Oh, I see.
You understand? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I started the degree after I completed the first semester. That was when I heard about the IELTS, and I didn't want to quit the course because I have started. I didn't want to quit. So I just told myself, okay, I have already started. Let's 2 more semesters. I would rather complete. So I did the IELTS studies, and then with my course alongside.
Yeah.
So going for my last semester was when I went in for the IELTS.
Oh, okay.
So with a plan that if it doesn't go well, then immediately after completion, then
Mhm.
I know that I am fully going to prepare for the IELTS.
Oh,
So
okay.
that was the plan, yeah. But fortunately, it went well. So immediately I came out of UCC. The next week, I started my Ireland process.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does transcript matter? Does the grade I had, does the CGP I had from either the diploma level, does it matter in this process to do? Because I have my certificate I've passed, but does my grades at the school level matter?
Okay, I would say the NMBI requires your transcript and all that
Hmm.
from your school.
Right.
But because of the adaptation and the OSCE that you would have to take, because even in the decision letter, they will say that after assessment, based on your transcript, the courses that you have done in your country, um, it is a bit lower than the Irish education standard.
Oh,
So
okay.
you are required to either do the RCSI exams or do the adaptation in order to obtain your Irish PIN. So I think they do that. It's a measure. So they call it compensation measure.
Oh,
So
okay.
you do this to compensate what you have lost from the Irish lesson system or education, because they feel that what we have stated in our country is not directly as what they also train their nurses here. So that's why they have the compensation measure for you to complete either adaptation or the OSCE to prove your competency. So they don't really matter the grades. The most important thing is you hold a nursing license,
Hmm.
you have a transcript from a school,
Oh, okay.
and then you have your IELTS, and then you are good to go.
What are some of the things that you think that may discourage somebody from starting the process? Is it the money involved? Is it the exams they have to sit for? What are some of the discouraging things when it comes to this process that that notwithstanding, people still have to persevere and push through?
Okay, I think currently the first thing that may discourage people is the fact that the red list is still in place.
So explain the
Because
red
now,
list to somebody who do not know about it.
okay, so the red list is actually a warning from the World Health Organization saying that health recruiting agencies, especially in Ireland and UK,
Right.
cannot recruit nurses and midwives from countries that have been identified as lacking nurses that is actually causing harm to their health system.
Oh, okay.
And so those red list countries, Ghana happens to be there,
Okay. Okay.
Nigeria happens to be there, Zimbabwe happens to be there. A lot of countries are on that list. So now the problem with that list is that now the recruiting agencies in this in Ireland and UK are not able to directly recruit the nurses and midwives from those red listed countries.
Okay. Okay. I
So
see.
now it has made the process very slow. But the good thing is some of the hospitals are rather employing directly.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So instead of going through sending application to an agent, that as soon as the agency realize that you are applying from Ghana or Nigeria, they will just tell you straight up that you are applying from a red list country and we cannot process you. But if you send application directly to the hospitals, I don't know how they do it, but the hospitals are able to recruit directly. And
Oh,
ever since that warning came, there has been a lot of nurses that have been able to come in through direct process with their employees and not through the agencies.
you
So I think
practice.
that can be a discouraging thing because you get your decision letter very early. Now the NMBI process is very fast. Within a week or two or a month, latest by 2 months, you get your decision letter. Now, finding a job becomes a problem, and that is where the discouraging comes in because it may take you a long time to get a job. Unlike previously, when immediately you pass your IELTS, you get an agency. Like me, immediately I passed my IELTS, within a week, I got an employer. I got an agency to pick me up for a hospital and then book me for interview and all that. But now it's not like that because of the red list warning. So
Right.
that is the only thing that is making the process delay.
Okay.
Apart from that, there is no other thing with the process. And then people not getting the required IELTS or OET band score may also be very discouraging, knowing that you need huge sums of money because I learned now IELTS is costing almost 4,000, 3,000, 3,007 about. So imagine paying that money and then receiving a result that is not accepted and then you have to go back. So I think that is also discouraging for some nurses. But I think the word we should look at is determination.
Right.
Yeah.
So even though it might be challenging, of course, there's no process that is easy. So it is still possible to
Exactly.
get it done.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm speaking with Nurse Abena. She's in Ireland. She has a YouTube channel called Nurse Abena. So NURSE then space Abena then which is ABENA. Please subscribe to the channel, and she shares most of this information as well as her experience. And then we'll talk about how do people get in touch with you if somebody needs help to go through this process. How do they contact you?
Okay, so I have my email on my YouTube channel.
Right.
You can get direct contact with me via that email, and then on any of my social media platforms. If you come to my DM, you can just go straight to the point. What exactly you need, and then we pick it up from there.
Awesome. So what are the names of your social media platforms? So on Instagram or Facebook, what is it?
Okay, so Facebook, the page is Nesabina,
Right.
and TikTok, Instagram is psychness_Abina.
Oh, I see. All right. So that's how you can get in touch with Nurse Abena. So we have some people who want to talk to you. We'll be picking some questions from the chat as well. Okay, so I think MFA, she answered this question. So MFA is asking, please, can you ask her if I'm a single parent with a son, can I enter the country with him? So Ness, you said that the individual would have to travel and later on they can bring their family,
Yeah.
right? Um,
You can't come with your child immediately. And then people who are single parents and want to bring in their children, you would have to prove to the embassy that the other parent of the child have actually have given you his or her consent to take the child. So you may have to get whether the father or the mother to
right.
actually sign a legal document from the courts and attach to your documents and present to the embassy. If you don't present that particular consent document from the other parent of the child, he may be denied. His visa may be refused.
Right. So let's bring in some people and shout outs to Maxwell. Maxwell is watching us on Facebook. Hi, your name is Maxwell. Hi, Maxwell. Samuel, rather. Hi, Samuel. Can you hear me? Hello, Samuel. Okay, Samuel, can you please hear me? All right. Papa Ni, you can unmute your microphone and go ahead.
Okay. Good evening from Ghana. Unfortunately, I joined not long ago, but I don't know if what I'm about to ask has been addressed. I want to find out, are midwives included in this route? And if they are, what's their requirements? Or what's the procedure to, be part of this route? Thank you.
Okay, so the Ireland process is for both registered nurses and registered midwives. So it's the same process that nurses are going through. Both nurses and midwives goes through the same process. But with midwives, you do not have the option to take the OSCE. Midwives currently, the Nursing and Midwifery Board of Ireland has clearly indicated that midwives can only undergo adaptation. So you don't have the option to come in and do OSCE. So the only challenge for midwives to get employers is the fact that you have to go through adaptation, and not all hospitals in Ireland offers adaptation. So when it comes to job search, it's quite difficult for midwife because you really have to get employed by a hospital that is going to offer you the adaptation period. That is the only thing that makes the midwifery process a bit difficult. Apart from that, it's the same. When you get here, your years of experience that you bring from your country is going to place you on your salary scale. You are also entitled to the critical skill work permit that will bring your family to join you. And after 2 years, you get your permanent resident. It's the same benefits for us all as nurses. The only
Okay.
difference with the midwives cannot come in and do OSCE. They are strictly to do adaptation.
Okay. Fred, with permission, I just wanted to, come clearer on what she means by the adaptation, so I understand it perfectly.
All right. So
Okay,
she,
so
okay, go ahead.
I have already done a full video explaining adaptation and RCSI on my channel. Adaptation is simply you being assessed as you work. It's more like proving your clinical competencies. But this time around, it is not like a one-day exams that you are going to do like the OSCE. No, with adaptation, you will be given a roster. You'll be rostered for shifts, and you go to work every day per your roster, and you work as you are being assessed. And the minimum that you have to be assessed is 6 weeks. If after 6 weeks and your assessor or your examiner says you have not proven your competencies well enough to be a midwife, then he or she will extend the period to, let's say, another 1 week or another 2 weeks. It's just to give you chances again to prove your competencies more, that indeed you are a qualified midwife. As you do it for that weeks again, and the assessor may say, okay, it's the 8th week, and I think I am okay with the competencies you have proven. So you have passed. I'm signing you off to NMBI to issue your PIN. Some assessors may also say that, okay, you are the 8th or 10th week, but I am still not impressed with your competencies. So I'm extending it to the last weeks that you have, which is the 12th week. After the 12th week, if the assessor says you have still not proven your competencies, so you have failed. Now you have exhausted all your weeks. It's a maximum of 12 weeks. After 12 weeks, if the assessor says your competencies you didn't impress me with your competency level, so you have failed. And that is what they will communicate to NMBI. And then your PIN will not be issued to you. And there will be no critical skill permit for you.
Okay. So during the adaptation, do you get some form of allowance?
There is nothing like allowance. You will actually be paid.
Oh, okay.
It's called the pre-reg salary. So pre-registration. So as you are working, so your employer will indicate in your contract before you even get to the country that during adaptation you will be paid, let's say, €19 per hour. And then after the PIN, then you will receive your actual nursing and midwifery salary. So adaptation is paid. You receive salary. That adaptation salary is even more than
Right. So, Papa Ni,
all right, thanks, Fred.
yeah, thank you for joining. So I wanted to ask, when it comes to the number of hours, how many hours do you work in a week? When you go for a shift, how many hours is it? Do you work in the night, day? How is it like?
Okay, so we run 2 shifts, unlike Ghana where we were running 3 shifts. So we run day and night. So with day, it's a 12 hours full shift.
Right.
And half break in between.
Okay, so I think
something just came through.
All right.
Can you hear me, Fred?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So it's day shifts and night shifts, and they are all 12 hours. But you have breaks. You are entitled to 1-hour breaks that will be shared within. So you may go for 15 minutes first break, another break you go for 30 minutes, another break you go for 15. So the end of the 12-hour shift. So every hospital has their starting time and their closing time. Some start at 8 a.m. and closes at 8 p.m. Others also start at 7 a.m. and closes at 7 p.m. And then if you are going for night shifts, it's the same. So as the day staff are closing, the night staff are already there. So if you are running 7 a.m., 7 p.m. day shifts, if you go on night, it will be 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. shifts.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know this will be an unfair comparison. Somewhat. All right, Samuel seems not to be ready. So this will be an unfair comparison because this is a developed country versus an undeveloped country, a less developed country, right? But what are the working conditions like? You work 6 years in Ghana and currently in Ireland. What are the major difference in terms of the working conditions?
Okay, the fact that you see value for your service.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is one thing. And also for the fact that shifts are very flexible.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that really interests me is the fact that you don't have to work the whole week.
Oh, okay.
No. So from Monday to Sunday, you are rostered to work 3 days or 4 days. So per the hours you are supposed to work within a month. So as typical of me, I have to do 162.5 hours in a month. So this is my roster. It's 3 days, 4 days, 3 days, 4 days in that order. So this week If I work 3 days, I have 4 days off.
Oh,
The following week, I'll work 4 days and I have 3 days off. So it's in that order.
As a full-time nurse, are you able to have some side hustles as well?
You can only have a side hustle that will actually pay you. That is after you have completed your 2 years contract on critical skill work permit.
Oh, okay.
I said earlier that after your critical skill work permit and then you get your permanent residency, which is the stamp 4, you don't need any work permit anymore. You are not restricted to work with only one hospital or one employer. You can now work with as many employers as you want. So you can be doing locum everywhere. But you cannot do locum whilst you are on critical skill work permit. No, that is illegal. If you are caught, that is very illegal.
All right, Christian, you can unmute your microphone and go ahead. Hopefully you have a stable background. Hi, Christian, please unmute your microphone and go ahead. Okay. Yeah, Christian, go ahead. Okay. Christian, can you please hear me? All right, I think Christian is having issues with a connection. Hi, Christian.
Yeah, I want to find out from Nurse Sabina if there are sites that psych nurses from Ghana can explore to find job, like directly with the hospitals.
Okay, so I think can you ask your question again? She's back.
Unmute yourself, Christian.
You muted your microphone.
Okay.
Okay, I think Christian is having issues connecting. Let's see if we can. Papa, do you still have another question?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go on.
I thought all health workers are, but explaining the whole procedure means that I think the general health nurses seem to have more chances compared to the other categories of health workers.
Papani, it's rather psychiatric nurses.
Psychiatric nurses.
Yeah.
Not general.
But psychiatric nurses, general nurses, and midwives, they all have the opportunities from the international front. But psychiatric nurses seems to get much employment faster as compared to the others.
Because it's I've been having my background research about the chances of midwives, and always it looks like it's a little bit slim compared to the other categories. Anyway, I type in the chat box if there's a link, where we can read for ourselves everything concerning what Nurse Abner is saying to us, so we can
Yeah, so she spoke about her YouTube channel where you can get most of the information that she explained. So the name of the YouTube platform is Nesabna, and then I'll be sharing the link in the comment. You can click on it. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and of course, she also explained earlier on how you can get in touch with her as well. So please do that. All right. So we are wrapping up the conversation. It's been an insightful discussion today. And it's very inspiring sharing your process with us. So what will be your final words? Any encouraging words to anybody who wants to go through this process? Somebody's in the middle of it. And what will be your final words to them?
So far as others have been able to go through the process, you can also go through it, but it depends on what you want. It depends on if you are ready to endure the process and being patient for the process, because, and then also knowing for the fact that the process may be different for everyone.
Right.
I had people that were discouraging me that I know somebody else who has been in this process and it's been over a year and this nurse is still in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you go and write again and go to UK? I said, okay, we are all different people. And the way the person started may not be the way I am starting. And in the 7th month, I was in Ireland.
Right.
And so it is always best to find answers to what you don't understand. Don't just assume anything about the process and do it as you think it is.
Right.
No, it is better to always connect with people who have successfully gone through the process. And that was what actually helped me.
Okay.
Being able to get in touch with somebody who had gone through the process successfully made the process very much easier for me. And I had it very smooth. So you can also do it. Just seek for the right answers from the right people and be determined. The passing IELTS should be the ultimate goal, and take the steps one after the other. Don't skip any, because it will bounce back to you. So always be ready to follow it step by step, and then you can go through it. Yeah.
All right. Shout out to the little girl at the background. She wanted.
Oh my gosh, how are you?
All right, Nesabna, I really appreciate your time and thank you for coming through to speak to people about your process, and also it's been very encouraging. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me, Fred.
Awesome. So I'll talk to you some other time. All right. So it's been the Study Abroad podcast. Today we went to Ireland and we spoke to Ness Abena. Ness Abena is a nurse who relocated from Ghana to Ireland, now practicing in Ireland. She shared her journey and how you can also go through it. And this is what we do every weekend on the Study Abroad podcast with me, the Fred Effect. If people who have been successful with the process were willing to be able to share with us the step-by-step approach, it would be easier for everybody to also go through and be successful with it. So thank you for tuning in. We'll meet next week. And, remember that the Fred Effect team actually holds mock interview platforms for people preparing for the US visa in terms of student visa. So we've been doing this for more than half a decade now. So if you have an interview date scheduled, then you can send me a direct message on Instagram. I'll be happy to respond and add you to the platform. Also, if you have any questions, you can message me via Instagram. There's a way you can schedule a one-on-one meeting. A lot of people want to have a private conversation, which is absolutely fine. So this is the link to schedule a meeting. Just seller.co/4GIW. We can schedule a private one-on-one conversation. And the team has a collaboration with Argo Visa. So Argo Visa is a team of former visa officers who assist people to prepare for their visa interview. So to be able to schedule a one-on-one conversation with the Argo Visa team, use the link I'm sharing on the screen, and you'll be able to talk to a former visa officer for them to go through your documents, review, organize mock interview for you before you go for your visa interview. It's sometimes a bit discouraging when people go for the interview 2 or 3 times and yet get denied. So talk to a former visa officer if you're going for the interview, whether on a second, third attempt, or even the first time. Also, if you are interested in studying a master's or a PhD abroad, then you can schedule a one-on-one meeting with the Fred Effect team. There's something we call the Fred Effect Mentorship Program. This program has assisted thousands of people. Shout out to my brother, Obobi. Obobi is a great brother of mine. So the Fred Effect team has actually mentored a lot of people, over thousands of people over the years, who are successfully studying at their dream universities and programs. And we continue to do that on a daily basis. So if you need assistance, you can schedule a one-on-one meeting, and then we go through the process together. If you get somebody to hold your hands to guide you, it makes it easier for you to do so. So on X, I post a lot of universities that are waiving application fee in order to take the financial burden if you are struggling to get money to pay visa, to pay application fees to apply to universities. And remember, when you subscribe, you watch videos on this platform, you like, you share, you're contributing to a greater good. Part of the funds raised from these platforms are used to support individuals who are struggling to go through the study abroad process. So this year, we paid flight ticket for a lot of people who were struggling to get money after they got their admission, scholarship, and visa. And this could be a friend of yours, a family member of yours, or it could be you. So you are not only watching just for information and to go through the process, you're also watching and at the same way contributing to the success of other people. So click on the like button, share for somebody to also benefit from the ideas and information we share on this platform. And when you click on the like button, it goes a long way to help as well. So please do that. I would really appreciate it, and God bless you for doing that. So next week we'll come your way with another session. When you want to go through any process, I want you to understand that for a world full of a lot of things, you can be anything you want, but I need you to be positive. Positivity really pushes you to do the things you want to achieve. So if you want to study abroad, getting scholarship, have that positive mindset. It is okay to be negative about certain things. It is okay to be to start a process, invest in it, and still think it's not going to be successful. That's another way of going about it. But I would entreat you to be very positive whenever you are taking a step, and know that it might not be easy. If it was easy, everybody would have done it. But understand that it is possible, and of course, everything will be fine. My name is Fred. Thank you for tuning in today. I'll meet you next week. Tell somebody about the Fred Effect. Tell them that there's this platform that is really inspiring and helping people, and also impacting a lot of lives, that they should subscribe, they should follow, or they should like and be part of the family. I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Take care of yourself, and we'll meet next week.